Welcome to Historical Figure Deconstruction. In this very first episode, we journey back over 2,000 years to ancient China to meet the man whose wisdom shaped East Asian civilization and lives on in the hearts of millions, Confucius. Today, we'll uncover how his timeless teachings on ethical leadership and rigorous self-reflection can guide us to greater success in business, in community, and in our own personal growth. Confucius was born in 551 BCE in the state of Lu, during the turbulent spring and autumn period, a time when wars raged between rival states and social order was fraying. Against this backdrop, Confucius dedicated his life to restoring harmony, first as a teacher, then as a government minister, and always as a moral exemplar. He gathered disciples, elaborated the rituals and virtues that bound society together, and recorded his reflections in what would become the Analects. His core premise was simple yet profound. True leadership arises not from force or title, but from personal virtue. He believed that the character of a leader radiates outward, influencing the moral fiber of an entire community. And at the heart of character lies self-cultivation through reflection and learning. Confucius spoke of two interlocking pillars: Ren, often translated as humaneness or benevolence, and Lai, ritual propriety or correct conduct. Ren is the internal disposition, the compassion that makes us attend to others' needs, to empathize, and to act with kindness even when no one is watching. It's the golden rule incarnate: do not do to others what you would not want done to you. Li is the outward expression, the daily rituals, manners, and norms that translate inner virtue into social harmony. Whether bowing respectfully to a parent, speaking with appropriate deference to a superior, or conducting diplomacy between states, Li shaped behavior into a unifying code. Confucius taught that neither stands alone. Without Li, Ren is only sentiment. Without Ren, Li becomes empty formality. A true leader embodies both, wielding ritual as a reflection of genuine care. In our modern world, Li can be our workplace protocols, our commitment to ethical codes, and our respect for organizational culture. Ren reminds us that policies and procedures must serve people, not just processes. Lead the people with governmental measures, regulate them by law, and they will try to evade you. Lead them by virtue, regulate them by the rules of propriety, and they will have a sense of shame and will correct themselves. Here, Confucius contrasts coercive power with moral influence. In ancient courts, he exemplified conduct so exemplary that followers internalized high standards without force. His principle applies directly to modern leadership. When a CEO prioritizes profits above all else, employees may bend rules to hit targets. But when a leader models integrity, transparency in reporting, fairness in promotion, generosity in mentorship, teams begin to police their own behavior, proud to uphold shared values. We see this today in companies lauded for culture. They don't rely on high-pressure quotas or surveillance. Instead, they attract talent who share the organization's mission and feel personally invested in its success. Ethical leadership builds trust, reduces risk, and fuels sustainable growth. Self-reflection was the engine of Confucius's growth. He encouraged 3 nightly questions of every disciple. Did I treat others with sincerity? Did I practice what I preached? Did I review my mistakes and resolve to do better tomorrow? This ritual of introspection, examining one's words, actions, and intentions, sharpens self-awareness. In Confucius's view, the unexamined life is a ship adrift. By contrast, reflection illuminates blind spots, reveals unconscious biases, and prompts course corrections before small errors become costly failures. In our daily routines, we can mirror this practice. Set aside 10 minutes at day's end. Journal one instance where you compromised a value, one where you succeeded, and one insight for improvement. Over time, patterns emerge. Perhaps you notice you speak over colleagues in meetings, or you consistently avoid difficult conversations. With awareness comes choice, and with choice, transformation. So how do we translate ancient aphorisms into actionable habits? Cultivate empathy. Schedule regular one-on-one check-ins with team members, not to review metrics, but to ask how you can support their growth. Ritualize respect. Begin meetings with a moment of acknowledgement. Celebrate a small victory or express gratitude for a team member's contribution. Lead transparently. Share your decision-making process when policies change. Invite feedback and acknowledge doubts or uncertainties. Own your mistakes. When you err, admit it promptly and outline how you'll rectify the situation. This humble stance builds credibility and psychological safety. Reflect daily. Use a simple framework: what went well, what didn't, and what I'll change, so that each sunset brings incremental progress. These habits, inspired by Confucius, Foster cultures where people feel valued, accountable, and inspired to do their best work. Consider a contemporary leader like Satya Nadella at Microsoft. His focus on empathy and growth mindset echoes Ren. Instead of rigid top-down mandates, he encourages learn-it-all cultures where curiosity and continuous improvement are prized. His ritual of sharing personal anecdotes and admitting past missteps humanizes the C-suite and builds collective trust. Or look at Mary Barra at General Motors. She's transparent about her own knowledge gaps, invites open dialogue about ethical lapses, and embeds customer and employee safety rituals at every level. Her leadership style resonates with Confucius's vision, a harmony of inner virtue and outer practice. As we conclude our first journey, remember, success is not a sprint, but a lifelong path of self-cultivation. Confucius shows us that leadership begins not with external authority, but with the quiet discipline of our own character. Tonight, sit with those 3 questions. Tomorrow, greet your team with genuine care. In every ritual, be it a handshake, a feedback session, or a boardroom speech, let your inner conviction shine. Join us next week for episode 2, where we'll explore Lao Tzu's art of effortless leadership through non-action. Until then, practice virtue, honor the ritual, and reflect deeply, just as Confucius taught over 2 millennia ago.